Krishna Mataji.
Radhika Mataji's birthday.
Hare
All
Krishna
can wish
Mataji.
together.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Radhika Mataji. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I totally appreciate it, all kids. So let's start our class. So we have some exciting story of Damodar Leela, and I appreciate all your wishes. It makes my day very good, feel good. Thank you. So are you all able to see my screen, kids?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
All right. Okay, let's see who are all here. Okay. Let me close this window. Okay, I see Kushi, Abhairam, Balaram, Keshavi, Mukund, Pranav, Rai Prahlad, Sri Krishna, Subhadra, and Giridhar. Wonderful. 1 minute. I'll ask. I think. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's start as Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namaste
Saraswati Devi Gauravani
Pracharine
Pracharine
Nirvishesha
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatyachitatayini
Namaste
Krishna Chaitanya
Saraswati Devi
Nityananda Shri Advaita
Pracharine
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Hare.
Rama Hare Hare.
Wonderful. All right, let's move on to our verses, Bhagavad Gita verses for today. And who wants to do this verse, 10.8?
Can Samskriti?
Can Sri Lakshmi do?
Okay.
Can Subhadra? Aham
Okay.
sarvasya pavavo mat sarvam pavati. Parvati.
Aham
Iti
sarvasya
madhvata.
prabhu.
Ramchandra say after.
Yes, yes. One second. Whoever is saying, say it now. Who's saying?
Sri Lakshmi.
Okay. Balaram. Okay.
Okay, Mataji. Aham sarvasa prabhu vadda saram pravartate iti matta bhajante ma buddha bhavasa manvita. Can Samskriti go? Can Ramchandra go?
Pranav and then Ramachandra. Okay. We will.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo iti matva bhajante mam buddhabhava samanvitaha.
You forgot Matta Sarvam Pravartate.
Sorry, Mataji.
No problem. Okay, Ramachandra.
Okay. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Thank you. Can Samskriti go?
Samskriti, yes.
Can Kriti go? Aham sarvasya prabhavo matva sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful. Can somebody read the translation
Sri
now?
Lakshmi go?
Mataji, is it Buddha bhava samanvita or is it Buddha bhava?
Buddha Bhava Samanvita.
Okay. I think it's Buddha bhava samanvita.
Varun, do you want to recite?
Okay. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita.
Buddha Bhava Samanvita. Okay.
Can Kushi say it?
Who wants to go? Subhadra, Giridhar.
Kushi.
Translation, please.
Aham sarvasya prabhava matva sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samamita. I am the source of I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds, everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Wonderful. Hey, did you all notice something that Subhadra and Giridhari were doing? What did they do?
They compromised. They worked together to stay together.
They stayed
No, they
together.
folded their hands.
And
Yes,
usually
that was a good observation.
when people stay together, like two people or more, they like go like jumbled up.
Yeah, but still they were cooperating with each other. They were trying to balance with each other and try to get that flow. And they did pay obeisances when they were doing the sloka, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam budha bhava samanvitaha. So when you fold your hands, you're also performing this bodily action. Your mouth is praising the glories of the Lord, and at the same time your body is engaged, and of course your mind is thinking about the Lord, right? So those three things are simultaneously performed: singing, bodily action, and what thinking or mind. That is also mind, body, and words. All three are working here, right? That's a very, very good thing to observe. And can we go on to our next sloka? Kids who want to go?
Ramachandra.
Ramachandra, can we give chance to
Yes,
others
Mataji.
who not go? Abhairam.
Can Sri Lakshmi go?
Sheeta Lakshmi, yes, next is Sita.
No, my name is Sri Lakshmi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sri Lakshmi, next. Okay, first now we can go with Abhairam.
Madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantas chamam nityam tustanti cha ramanti cha.
Wonderful. Now Sri Lakshmi. Thank you, Abhay. Okay, Balaram. After that.
Bodhayanta parasparam katayanta shamam nityam tushtanti charanti cha.
Okay, Balaram. Thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi.
Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Okay. Okay, who else is pending from? Who else didn't get a chance? Okay, Shama,
Yes.
you can go ahead, Shama.
Can I see the sloka?
Yeah, go ahead.
Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katritarayancha mam nityam tushyanti ramanti cha.
Okay, very nice.
The thoughts of me,
My pure devotee,
will in my dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to mind service, my service, and they derive
Great
satisfaction
satisfaction
and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Can we go next? Go to
Mataji,
Advait.
Mataji,
can Advait go?
Yeah,
Mataji,
Advait after
Mataji, can
that
Mukund
Keshavi.
go?
Mataji,
Okay.
could Keshavi go, Mataji, after Mukund?
Advait,
Can Khushi
Keshavi,
go?
and then Mukund. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
Mataji.
Mataji, can I do the before verse?
Who's this?
Advait.
Kushi?
This is
Yeah, Advait, you can go. Kushi, you can go later. You can read the translation later. Okay, now Advait, please.
Mataji,
No,
after
can
Advait,
you do
could
the before
Keshavi
verse,
go?
Mataji?
Okay. You want to do the verse before?
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you. Aham sarvasya pavavo nata sarvam pavastate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Advait, next time when you are on, can you turn on your video so we can see you?
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you. Now whose turn is it?
Keshavi.
Keshavi. Yeah.
Could I see the translation? I'll tell it
Okay.
fast.
Sure.
Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantas Mam Nityam Tustanchi Charanam Yacha.
Ramanticha.
I don't know how to pronounce that word.
No problem. You can read the translation.
My thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss
Wonderful.
from always delighting
Enlightening one another.
delighting one another and conversing about me. Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay. Shri Krishna.
Mata, should I read the translation also or just the verse?
If you can read the verse, that will be good. And then Mukund, did you get a chance?
No, Mataji.
So Mukund will read the translation after that. You can read the verse, Shri Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantas chamam nitya tushyanti charamanti cha.
Wonderful.
Thank
Mukund, thank you so much.
Mataji, could I say?
Yes.
After this, we will go on to our story because we will be lagging behind otherwise. Is it okay?
Yes, Mataji, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Mukund, you can read the translation. Are you here, Mukund? Okay, who else wants to do? I'm sorry. Otherwise, somebody else. Radhika, can you
Thoughts
do?
of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Go, Mataji.
Ojasvi, we are going to go to the story. Is it okay? Are you? Is it fine? Do you want to try this verse? Shri
Okay,
Sukavacha.
Shishuka Uvacha Ekadagra Dasisu Yashodanand
Yashoda Nantakeshini.
Yashodanandakihini Karmantara
Mantarani.
Tasa Nirmamanta
Karmantarani Yuktasu. Nirmamanta Swayam Dati.
Mamanta Swayam Dati.
Yeah, you can. Do it one more time if you want.
Okay. Shishuka Uvacha Ekadagra Dasisu Yashodananda Gehini Karmantara Niyuktas
Niyuktasu.
Niyuktasa
Karma mantra niyuktasu.
Karmamantara
Nirmamanta swayam dati.
Nirmamanta Swayam
Nirmamanta swayam dati.
Mataji, which Which shloka is it, like where from?
Okay, so
Srimad
this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.9.1 and 2. Okay, that is what this is specifically first verse, and the second verse will come soon. But since she wanted an opportunity, I just wanted her to read it. That's all, nothing much. Okay,
I just wanted
so let's get started with our story, okay, of Damodar Leela. So now what happened so far? Let's try to recap that. Now, Sukadev Goswami is beginning this narration. And we all know the speaker of Bhagavatam is Sukadev Goswami.
yes.
We are hearing from Sukadev Goswami, and Sukadev Goswami begins his narration by using this word ekata. That means once upon a day, once upon a time, one day. Okay, what happened one day? We usually say, right, whenever we begin with a story, we'll say, once upon a time there was a queen and a king. They ruled their kingdom very happily. And between some demon occupied the territory of the kingdom, something like that. We say, right? I mean, the story usually starts by saying once upon a time or one day, right? And here Sukadev Goswami is using this word ekata, which means one day. And that day was Deepavali. And this Damodar Leela took place on the day of Deepavali in the month of Kartik, also known as Damodar month. And this Vaishnava month is also known as Damodar. That day, what happened? Yashoda, she took a charge of churning of the butter. As you can see in this picture, obviously, I just pulled it up from the internet. We are seeing this picture of Mother Yashoda churning the butter. And here, this is a more gratifying picture, I would say, very beautiful. And that particular day, what happened? Yashoda was getting a lot of complaints. From whom? From all other gopis. She's getting complaints saying, maybe the quality of the milk churned at my home is not of best quality. That's why, Krishna is going to the neighbors. He's stealing the butter from the neighbors. Yashoda was thinking in her mind that she was not, I'm so sorry. She was not she was not doing a great job of churning the butter, and that's why Krishna is going to different places to get good quality butter. Now she's thinking in her mind that let me work myself to get the butter churning to the best quality. Krishna should be so satisfied that he should forget going to the neighbors and stealing butter from there. With that idea in mind, Yashoda must started to churn this butter. And we all know that whatever work we do, we say work is worship. But it also depends on what kind of work are we doing and what kind of intentions we have when we do that work. And here, Mother Yashoda, if you look at her, she is working. How she's working, what mood she's working, how is she expressing her feelings to Krishna? This is something that we are going to see in the future verses. Okay. So far, are you with me? Now, Mother Yashoda, she is churning the butter and she is churning it on the day of Deepavali in the month of Damodar. And what is the reason she is churning the butter? She is churning the butter because all the neighboring gopis are complaining to her that saying, Krishna, he is always behaving like a bad boy. He's stealing all butter, nice butter that we have made from our houses. What is this, Mother Yashoda? Can't you take care of the situation? Like that she was told. And now she is working very hard to make sure that she's giving good quality, super duper quality of butter to Krishna, so that Krishna doesn't have to go outside and steal, right? He can just be there in Yashodama's house and he can eat nice butter. And that was the mood with which Yashodama was churning the butter. Now, if you look at the translation of the verse, it says, one day Mother Yashoda saw that all the maidservants were engaged in other household affairs, and she personally began to churn the yogurt. As you can see here, it says that she personally began to churn the yogurt. That means, is she allowing her maidservants to do? She is the queen of Vrindavan. She can ask any maidservant of hers to say, hey, can you just churn this butter for me? Krishna is really, he wants to have butter. Why don't you guys do it for me? She can ask that to her maidservants, right? Can she do or not? She's the queen of Vrindavan. Why not she can do it? She can very well do it, right?
Yes,
But does she
Mataji.
want to do it?
No, Mataji.
No, she doesn't want to do it.
No.
She thinks that all other maid servants, they don't know how to churn butter for Krishna. I am the only one who can do good quality butter for Krishna. And not only that, we must try to learn something out of this. See, Srila Prabhupada, what does he comment in 3.9.38 of Srimad Bhagavatam? He states that sincere and voluntary endeavor to any transcendental service is the qualification for spiritual perfection. That means any endeavor that you do, if you are going to perform it sincerely, with your mind, body, and words absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, then you're going to achieve the perfection for to go back to Godhead. And again, she's not delegating the service to the maid servants. That shows that we when we get a service, we should not also delegate it to others. We must sincerely work towards it and then attain perfection and go back to Godhead. That's what it means. Say, for example, I'm assigning, say, Aditya, can you sing a song on Krishna? And then Aditya, would you sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should say immediately I will do it. Even though it might be a trouble for you, even though you might feel disturbed, or you might be tired that day, you may not have slept properly the previous day. But when somebody renders the service, you must grab that opportunity, be eager to do it. And not only that, you should not say a no, and do not delegate it to others. Okay? If you can do it with full sincerity. That's what this verse that's what we can learn from this verse. And then it says, she personally began to churn the yogurt. Coming to the second verse, what does this say? And now, as you can see, her mind, body, and words are engaged in the activity of Krishna. When I say mind, body, and words, what does that mean? Here, words, what does word mean? When we are singing, we are using words, right? And here she's praising about the pastimes and glorifying Krishna through her singing. When she's churning the butter, her mouth is not keeping quiet. Her mouth is working. She is singing the songs in the glorification of Krishna. What is her body doing? Her body is, of course, performing this activity of churning. What is the mind doing? The mind is thinking about the pastimes of the Lord. That is pastimes of Lord Krishna. The mind is thinking about those, because as she sings, she is thinking about the pastimes of the Lord as well. So all the three are engaged in the activity of Krishna. When one engages the mind, body, and words in the activity of Krishna, then they are able to realize, give pleasure to Krishna. And by doing this act, Yashodama is actually giving pleasure to Krishna. And what can we learn from this verse? When we are performing any kind of activity, say for example, your mom is cooking or your mom is making some juice, her tongue can obviously vibrate or chant the holy names of the Lord, or she can turn on a bhajan, she can listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, or she can chant the Ashtakam prayers, Srimad Bhagavatam prayers, and Bhagavad Gita prayers. So by this way, we are engaging all the three in action, and that way we give pleasure to who?
Krishna.
Pleasure to Krishna.
Krishna!
That is right. So that is what this
Lord
verse
Krishna.
talks about. Yes, yes. So now we are going to the third verse. What does this verse say? This verse is actually talking about Mother Yashoda. How does she look? She is having a great clothing. She is wearing a silk cloth. Silk is considered pure. She has a very well built body. And then she has a belt around her waist. What does that belt mean? The belt means that she's on duty and she's fully focused on that duty. When you are given some task, you're supposed to concentrate and focus on the task. It can be a schoolwork, it can be any task for that matter. When you do it with sincerity and focus, the job gets done faster than when you don't do it with sincerity, right? When your mind wanders here and there, and I have to talk to my friend, I have to play this game, I have to, when your mind juggles and goes all over the place, then you're not able to finish the task in a particular time, right? Have you seen that in you? Have you seen that happen to you?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so here Yashodama is teaching us that we should try to focus on the activity that we are doing and fully concentrate on the job. Okay. And moving on to the next part. Here, because of her affection for her son, Yashodama is called Mahabhaga. It is very natural for one to think of her children, and here she is thinking of her child, and the child happens to be Lord Krishna. That is so fortunate thing, right? I mean, obviously, a mother has a tendency to think about how the child is doing. She shows affection to her child, and in this case, Yasodama is so blessed that she has Krishna as her child, and she can do everything. I mean, whatever a mother would do, she can just do it. And what happens as a result? Her affection keeps increasing. It just goes on. I mean, the affection keeps going more and more and more. And through this singing, thinking, and her bodily engagement of activities for Krishna, she's getting her affection aroused. And it is also said that she has a beautiful eyebrow. Okay. And what happens after that? There is a lot of labor that is involved in this churning activity. As you can see, it's a very manual process. We don't have this mechanical instrument which can do a job in a minute. She's using her body to do this action, and it is a lot of effort. Okay. Her bangles are moving, it is making sound, her earrings are moving. There is so much perspiration that happens on her face, and she's undergoing a lot of shrama, lot of labor. Some of her flowers from her hair are dropping down, and she's busy with this churning activity. And what happens after that? As this was going on, somebody, the special person, enters the scene, and the special person is who?
Krishna.
Yes, Krishna comes in the scene. And what happens after that? He is coming. I mean, he's there in the scene. Yashodama did not wake him up. Okay. Now see the mindset of Krishna, what is happening to him. He got up, and she is busy with the household activities like churning butter. Krishna, now he has to get up on his own. Her mother is not around, and he is looking for her mother. He is looking for her mother. Why? Why is looking for his Yashodama? Because
Because he was hungry.
yeah, because he was hungry. Like Krishna is hungry for the love of the devotees. In this case, that is what it means. Krishna is hungry means indirectly it is representing that Krishna is hungry for the love of his devotees. He's waiting for his reciprocation from his devotees. Patram pushpam phalam toim, right? He just wants some form of loving exchange from the devotees, and that's what it represents here. He is hungry. He's hungry, and he's looking out for Mother Yashoda. And now what happens? We all know he's Atmarama. Atmarama means he is self-satisfied. He doesn't need anybody to satisfy him. He's always satisfied. But in this case, he needs milk. He wants his mother. He is dependent on his mother for satisfaction. And my mother is busy churning butter. That's what he thinks in his mind. And Krishna was not at all happy with this. He was thinking, what is this? Yashodama, you are doing your duty. Household duty is your first preference, or what? Am I your second preference? Are you not thinking about me? It's time to feed me. You forgot about me, and you're busy with the household activities. What is this, Yashodama? Am I not priority for you? I'm somewhere at the bottom of your list. It looks like that. He's. I mean, he is just deliberating this to Mother Yashodama. And then what happens? Krishna, he was going to his mom. He moved forward and grabbed the churning rod, and everything stopped. Obviously, without the churning rod, can she churn the butter?
No.
No. He can churn the butter. So, he's a very intelligent boy, right? He knows how this operates. Even though he's a small child, he is able to see that if he pulls the churning rod away, Mother Yashodama will not be able to do her job. And Mother Yashodama was saying, what an intelligent boy he is. He is not only growing in age and body, but his intelligence also seems to be growing. He came on the scene, took up and stopped the situation. And he wanted me to stop. So he took the decision on his own, and he stopped me from doing the work by grabbing the churning rod. Thinking so, she started smiling. She was very happy in her mind. She said, Krishna, you're a good boy, like that. Now, what is the lesson that we learned from this? He caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. So, this is a very important sentence. And here we find that Supreme Lord is seeking attention of Mother Yashoda. And we see that so many yogis, jnanis, they are trying to meditate on the Supreme Lord to catch the attention of the Lord. For millions of years, they meditate. But it is not very easy for them to get the attention of Krishna like how Mother Yashoda does. Thus, we understand that if we perform devotional service in the mood of Mother Yashoda, as described in the first 3 points, the Lord Himself will come and seek our attention. Remember those 3 activities that I talked about, where her mind, body, and words were engaged for the pleasure of Krishna? She was doing that, and so Krishna wants to grab attention of that devotee because he knows that Yashodama is loving her, and that's why she's performing the service for him in the service attitude. And I want to go and get the attention of that devotee who is loving me, and that's why he is going to Mother Yashoda to seek her attention and grab her attention so that he can give pleasure to her, and that's the loving exchange he wants to have with Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, she has the feeling that Krishna is his son, and Krishna also reciprocates in the same way as she is the mother. Even though he is Satma Rama, even though he is always satisfied, in this case, he is not satisfied because he is not getting the attention of Mother Yashoda. And that's the pastime that we saw in today's class. So what I did was I revised the earlier chapters for you just to recap and say that this Leela took place at a specific point in time. And then we discussed about how Yashodama churned the butter. And we also talked about what happened when Krishna then entered the scene when Mother Yashoda did not wake him up. What did he do? So those are the things we talked about in today's class. Did you all understand this, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, and so do you think we can move on to our next session? Ratnavalli Mataji is going to engage you all with a story and a pastime. I think I'm not sure what pastime it is going to be, but did you all like Damodar Leela? Any questions? Anybody have?
I like it.
We like it, Mataji. We love it.
Okay. Thank you so much, kids. I totally appreciate all the attention you gave it to me in today's class. Likewise, you can attentively listen to Ratnavalli Mataji's class also. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Preethi Vilasini Mataji is giving.
Oh, even more. It's a surprise. I didn't know that. Thank you so much, Vinita Mataji. See, Preethi Mataji is waiting for you to. You'll definitely hear a lot of good pastime stories from her also. All right. So, bye, kids. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya.
Patitanam pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo namaha.
The potato salad.
Bol, you had such a class. So Thursday is I couldn't hear you.
What is the hate test?
Breaking.
What is the meaning of hate test, Mataji?
We are going to figure it out now. Okay. So, what do we do on Thursdays? Thursdays, we listen to some interesting story, some moral story, and we try to apply that in our life. So, it's moral day, right? Thursday is moral day. So, I will be filling in for Ratnavalli Mataji today, and we are going to learn something interesting. So, do you remember the story you learned with her last week? Anyone remembers? What was the concept that you...
Farmer.
Huh?
Gardener who says the real is a real word. Doesn't
Why are
matter.
they showing potatoes?
Yes.
The faithful farmer.
Okay, yes, it was the concept of trust, right? Faith, having faith, right? That's what she taught. So today we're going to see the importance of not carrying the burden of hate or envy. So for that, we are going to learn the potato challenge, okay? So once there was a kindergarten teacher. You see this teacher, she's having a book and she's surrounded by little kids. So she wanted to teach this concept of not carrying hate in the heart. Okay. not harboring any hate in the heart. So just like how you all are learning this concept, this teacher also wanted to teach all the kids about this. So instead of telling them that you should not carry in your heart, you should not have envy towards others, you should not think bad of others, instead of preaching, what she did was she engaged them in an experiment. Okay, she called the children and then she told them all, think of the people you don't like. Okay, all of us, we are all normal human beings. Sometimes we like some people, sometimes we don't like some people. Is that true? Is that true? Do you have such experience? Subhadra Giridhari say no, they like everyone. Okay. Anyone
No,
has
Mataji, I like everyone.
like everyone? Anyone has had this feeling that they have not liked everyone?
Yes.
Like yes, yes. Yes. Sometimes we like some people, sometimes we don't like. So the teacher said there could be some reasons that maybe you don't like some people. So what you need to do is you need to get some potatoes from your home. Okay. And on the bag, you need to get a bag of potatoes. Supposing you don't like four.
Get the potatoes.
Supposing you don't like 4 potatoes, you will take out 4 potatoes from the bag and you will put a sticker on it saying, then the sticker will have the name of the person you don't like. Supposing, okay, just supposing, supposing I don't like Radhika Kasturi Mataji. So I will take one potato, I'll put her name, Radhika Kasturi.
Not like her.
That's very mean to us.
I don't like Ramachandra. So I'll put a potato,
That's
I'll
very
say
mean.
Ramachandra. So like,
She's just supposing.
okay. I can't hear. There's one child who's trying to speak, but the voice is breaking. I don't know who this is, but I'm not. Yeah, someone's voice is breaking. Okay. Anyway,
I actually don't like Radhika Kasturi Mataji.
I love Radhika Kasturi Mataji. I'm just joking. Okay. So, supposing I don't like 4 people. I don't like Radhika. I don't like Vinita. I don't like Sita Preethi. I don't like Ramachandra. 4 people I don't like.
You
Okay.
don't
So
like them?
oh dear, I love all of them, but I'm just giving you an example. So I take 4 potatoes and I put sticker on that. This potato is Sita Preethi. This potato is Radhika Kasturi. Like that, I put 4 potatoes. Okay. So like that, she told the children, if you don't like 4 people, take out 4 potatoes and mark it. If you don't like 3 people, take out 3 potatoes, write their name. Shama, Karthik, Sri Krishna, like that you write their name, whomever you don't like. And then if you don't like only one person, write their name. If you don't like 10 people, put 10 potatoes and write their name. Once you have chosen the names of the people and the potatoes, you tie these potatoes in a plastic bag. Okay. So supposing for Preethi Vilasini, she has chosen 4 people and she's put 4 potatoes in the bag and she's keeping it with her. So like that, all the kids, they had different choices. Some had 2, some had 4, some had 6. Like that, they chose the potato, they put sticker and they put it in a plastic bag and they kept it with them. So this was the first part of the exercise. Then she said that you should carry this bag of potato with you all the time for 1 full week. So any of you, have you all smelled
Did you say it again?
potatoes? Okay, she told that you should carry this plastic bag of potatoes with you all the time for 1 full week. Okay. Now, you can try this at home. If you have some potatoes kept in a plastic bag for a long time, do you know what happens? Anyone knows?
It'll
It'll get bad.
rotted and bad.
Get rotten.
It'll get rotten. Becomes so rotten.
And how does it smell?
It smells like
Horrible.
horrible.
Gross.
Yes. So she said 1 week challenge. Okay. So for 1 week, you have to have that plastic bag of potatoes and you should keep it with you all the time, wherever you go. If you are coming to school, you should come with that bag. If you're going to play, you should go with that bag. During homework, you should keep the bag. If you're eating, you should keep the bag next to you. So all the time, you need to keep the bag next to you for 1 full week. So what do you think happened to the kids? Okay. There was an unbearable stink because wherever they went, they had to take this with them. So if they were going to school, they had this burden. They had to carry their school bag And they also had to carry their tiffin box. They also had to carry this bag of potatoes. People who had 6 or 7 potatoes, yeah, people who had 6 or 7 potatoes, it was heavy for them. So they had to carry a heavy weight every day. People who had only 1 potato carried a light weight. People who had 10 potatoes had to carry more weight. And more the number of potatoes, more the smell, right? So if you have too much potatoes, what happens? I can't hear this person. Whoever it is, it's breaking up like anything. Okay, so the more the potatoes, more the smell, right? So they would have really a bad time taking this bag along with them. It would smell like anything. 10 potatoes, imagine the smell. For 2 or 3 potatoes, not so much smell. And also weight is also more. So it went on. First day was okay. Second day, it became extremely hard. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, it was so unbearable. The smell was unbearable, the weight was unbearable. They just couldn't hold it anymore. And then finally, the 1 week challenge got over. So, like this, more the potatoes, more the stink. More the number of days, the stink increased like anything. And their weight that they had to bear with was also increasing. Then what happened? Finally, after 1 week was over, the teacher came and she told the kids, how do you all feel now? Then the kids who had too many potatoes, they were telling the teacher, it was so hard, it is so smelly, we just can't tolerate it. We want to get rid of these potatoes, we can't take it anymore. And then the ones who had lesser potatoes also had the same complaint. They said, our condition is not as bad as the others, but still it is so miserable, I just can't tolerate it. That time the teacher told them, if you cannot tolerate the smell of rotten potatoes just for 1 week, can you imagine how it is to have the stench of hatred in your heart for a lifetime? So carrying hate for someone is extremely heavy. Okay, when you carry hatred in your heart, it's not a pleasant feeling. It is a stinking feeling. It's a dirty feeling. Imagine just carrying potatoes, you're not able to bear the smell. But in your heart, you're keeping hatred towards someone. So you can imagine how horrible the feeling will be. So therefore, she told, just for potatoes, you're acting like this. But imagine holding on hate for someone. That is extremely dangerous. How dangerous is it? How is it like? Supposing you want
So dangerous, like danger.
Yes. So
If you
supposing
hate a bully.
Like you'll die.
you want to punish someone.
Dangerous.
So you want to punish someone. You take some hot coal. Have you seen barbecue?
Yes,
how many?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
you've
don't look
used
so
the
good.
charcoal for barbecue, right? So that coal is so hot, right? It's extremely hot.
Yes. So,
So just because you don't like someone, you're having so much hate towards that person and you want to throw some charcoal at them because it's hot, actually what are you doing? You're picking the charcoal in your hand. First, your hand is burning. Only
yeah.
then you're going to throw it at that person, right? So carrying hate and envy towards others is like holding on to the charcoal, thinking that I'm going to throw it at this person. But actually, that charcoal is first burning your hand. Or it is another example is given. Supposing you, hatred is something like you are drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This is what is happening actually. Hatred means what? Actually, you're drinking poison, right? It's a negative emotion. You're taking that negative quality inside. So it's like drinking poison. But in your mind, what you're thinking, let the other person get destroyed because you don't like that person. So hatred is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Will the other person die because you have taken poison? Is it
No,
going
You'll
to
die.
happen?
You'll
No.
die.
you will die.
You'll die.
Exactly. So when we are thinking negative of that person and we are thinking that person should suffer, that person should suffer. I don't like that person. That person is not
You'll
going to
suffer.
suffer. You
You're
are the
gonna
one
suffer.
who's suffering. So it's like that. So that's what the teacher explained about the potatoes. So let's see one very nice story from Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. So this story is the story of Amogha and Lord Chaitanya. Okay. So who is this Amogha? Once, you all must have heard, there was a person by the name Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was a great associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was a much older person. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Puri, Jagannath Puri, at that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the first person who saw Lord Chaitanya in the temple and who made him stay in his house and he gave shelter. Initially, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was an impersonalist or a Mayavadi, basically philosophical differences. So he was not very, Lord Chaitanya transformed him, his philosophical understanding. So don't worry about all that, okay? So basically just remember Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was an older person and he took care of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him a very special form. Anyone knows what is the special form that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed Sarvabhauma?
400 form?
Yes, 600 form, yes.
Oh,
So he,
too off.
2 hands of Lord Ram, 2 hands of Chaitanya and 2 hands of Krishna. So you might have seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with 6 arms. We'll send it in the group later, okay? So that form was revealed to this great devotee called Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In the first picture, you see this old man, he's Sarvabhauma, okay? He and his wife, once they invited Lord Chaitanya in one place to come and eat food in their house. Okay, this was not in Puri, I believe, it was in a different place. But anyhow, they invited Lord Chaitanya to come and take food in their place. So Lord Chaitanya said, okay, I will accept your invitation. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he made a very big feast. His wife and he, both of them, they cooked together, they cleaned the house and they made an opulent offering. You see this plate, it's so nice, full of so many varieties. And the scripture talks about what are the varieties she cooked. She made so many items, such beautiful recipes. So with so much love, they cooked and they wanted to feed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi. So a sannyasi generally, a person who's a sannyasi should not be like taking too much enjoyment. So at least in traditional times, or even now, you see sannyasis, they eat very less. They don't keep eating enjoyable foods every day. Very limited diet, very strict diet like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would generally eat frugally. But out of love, the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife, they made such opulent offerings and they invited Lord Chaitanya and told him, you have to eat everything. We are not going to leave you. You're going to eat everything today. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had a son-in-law. Son-in-law means the daughter's husband is called as a son-in-law. So he had a daughter and the daughter's husband was called as Amogha. Now this Amogha, he had this problem of carrying the rotten potato in his heart. So he always had some sort of hatred or some sort of criticism or envy towards everyone. And he made it a habit. He would keep doing that. And especially he did it to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya had come to eat food in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, at that time, this Amogha, he entered the house and he started screaming at Lord Chaitanya, telling, what sort of sannyasi are you? Why are you eating so much food? Is this the way you behave? So he started making fun of him and he was scolding him and he was screaming at Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya felt so bad because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was his guest. He loved Lord Chaitanya. So he took a stick and he started running behind him, just like how we see Yashoda was running behind Krishna. So he took a stick and he started chasing him. Amogha ran out of the house. And then he came back and both of them felt so bad because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He has come to their house and it was such a disgrace that their own son-in-law came and chastised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and passed comments on him out of envy and hatred. So they repeatedly they were apologizing and they were thinking, I don't know why this boy became our son-in-law. So much problem we are having because of him. I really don't want him in my life. So like that, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife were lamenting again and again. Then Lord Chaitanya smiled and said, it's okay. I'm not taking anything personally. It's okay. I will honor your request. I will eat nicely. You don't worry about him. And then what happened? Mahaprabhu made them happy. He tried his best to make them happy. But they had so much bad feeling about what had happened. The next day morning, this Amogha, he got a disease called as cholera. It's a common disease in India, at least in those days. It was pretty common. Common means what? If you don't have clean habits, you will get it. But anyway, he got cholera. And cholera sometimes can actually be very terrible. It can become very detrimental, so much so that you can even lose your life. It can dehydrate you so much that you can lose your life. It's a very dangerous disease in one sense. But of course, there are control measures. But at that time, it was such a terrible situation that the very next day, he was attacked by cholera. And you see the next picture, this Amoga is lying down, and you just see his bones. Everything is gone. In one day, he was completely dehydrated. Everything was gone out of his body. He was hardly breathing. And the news came to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife. And they were so shocked because of the offense that this Amoga did to Lord Chaitanya. Today he's going to lose his life, they were thinking. And the news was also, it also went to another person by the name Gopinath Patnaik. Okay. So this person, he went and told Lord Chaitanya that this is the news that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law suddenly contracted cholera and he's going to die now. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood the problem. And just to please Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is such a sweet devotee, he likes him so much, because his devotee is so dear to him, he went to the house of the son-in-law Amogha, who hated Lord Chaitanya. He didn't want Chaitanya to be happy, right? He came and he screamed at Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya, he went to Amogha's house, he placed his hand on Amogha's heart. And then he said this, he said, the nature of a Brahmana is that he should be very clean. Why should he be clean? Because he should be clean both inside and outside. Inside, you should not carry the stench of rotten potatoes. Inside also, it should be very clean. Outside also, you should take bath and be very clean. Why should the inside be clean? The inside should be clean because it is a proper place for Krishna to sit. Krishna is there in everyone's heart, right? All of you have Krishna in the heart. If we have so much hate and dirt in our heart, will Krishna be happy? He's not going to be happy. So Lord Chaitanya touched the heart and he said, why do you have so much jealousy and envy? Because of this, you have become like this and you become so contaminated that you are not keeping any place for Krishna in your heart. And you are the wonderful son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So remove this contamination from your heart. And he touched his heart and chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The minute Lord Chaitanya touched his hand, told him this, and chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Amogha got up and he sat down and he started chanting Hare Krishna ecstatically, and he started jumping and dancing. So he got completely cured. He completely forgot about his bodily condition, because imagine Krishna himself is touching your heart and cleaning it. So he got that fortune of his heart getting cleansed like that. His cholera went away and he got completely purified. And he was scolding himself for being such a bad person. He was punishing himself by slapping his cheeks. And then everybody had to control him, saying that it's okay. Now Lord Chaitanya has given your mercy. Hereafter, there will be no envy in your heart. So that is what, Lord Chaitanya personally came and taught. When Krishna is there in the heart, when we carry too much negative emotions, Krishna will not be happy. So what do we learn from this? If you are dear to a devotee of the Lord, automatically you get mercy. Amogha was very dear to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya because he was a son-in-law. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very dear to the Lord, right? The Lord loved Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Therefore, he gave mercy to Amogha. So we should always be in association of devotees. Second, we should learn to forgive and forget, not harbor hatred, because envy is very, very detrimental. It is extremely bad. It is worse than cholera. Because Krishna is there in the heart, we should learn to always keep it clean and free from this stench of potatoes. Okay, so that is what we wanted to learn today with the potato story. So are you all ready for the potato challenge?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
And we will pass the hate test, okay? Good job.
Mataji, what if you have
So
no
even
one?
if we come into this call, we have to get the potatoes.
What if there's no people we hate, Mataji?
Oh, that's a good quality then. Krishna is very happy with you.
Then
Maintain
We
the
don't have
confidence.
to do anything. Great.
Maintain the
What if we put on one of the potatoes, I hate Maya?
right. You are intelligent.
Yeah, I put that, Mataji.
That's fun. Very nice. Good job. Good thinking, actually. What did you say,
Everyone
Ram?
at least has one.
You have only one?
No, everyone has to at least have one.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah, it's a lesson. So even if you
I
don't,
Maya.
Maya.
yeah, Maya. Even if you don't have one now, in the future you may, right? We are all human beings. We are prone to mistakes, so it can happen. It's happened to me many times. So we can remember the story and then tell ourselves, don't do that, don't do that. Don't have negative feelings.
Bad mind.
Yeah, bad mind.
How would we put in our potato chip? I hate my mind.
Ah, but you can make your mind a good friend.
Arthas.
When
your mind
Krishna's
tells your
inside,
body everything. You can't even talk if your mind doesn't work.
I mean, when Krishna's inside, then you say, good mind, good mind. Then when it's bad, you can just control it and say, bad mind. And then when it becomes good, then you can say, I love my mind.
Yeah, like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he tells us you should keep a chappal and hit your mind whenever it does. Yeah.
Who said it? Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
Oh, was
Who's
it?
that?
Okay. I could have been wrong. I thought it was Bhakti Siddhanta, but maybe Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Could be, could be.
The Guru of Prabhupada?
Oh, you're asking who it is? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is Guru of Prabhupada. His Guru and father is Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mataji,
Yes.
That's the
it's time.
opposite of the same.
if did Prabhupada's girl say this to Prabhupada or Prabhupada said
No,
it?
it's a general information he said, not to anyone. He just said mind is very difficult to control, like that. What are you saying?
Mataji!
Ah,
Mataji!
please, yes, tell.
The mind is a sense that Krishna gives us to think of his pastimes.
Mind is
We
the sense.
can
Yeah, it's one of the senses. It's the sheep of all senses. Okay. Okay. Now.
Mataji, we can keep.
Mataji, it's 7:14.
Yes, 7:14.
Oh, really?
8 for EST.
Okay, dear. Okay, kids. So we'll again meet some other time. Bye.
Bye.
Hare Krishna.
See you tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, I have a question.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for the class.